Good morning. It's Monday, June 1st, and we're going to continue our discussion on action by focusing this month a little bit more specifically on problem solving. And we'll begin with a prompt from the Daily Stoic, which reads, "Do I have a backup option in mind for all things?" Now, young children are extraordinarily perceptive. Their developing minds constantly scan verbal and nonverbal cues in search of patterns and irregularities to help them make sense of a confusing world. And naturally, our children are watching us most intently. And that means that it doesn't take much for them to call us out when our actions don't match up with our words. And it doesn't even need to be anything egregious. All it takes is for your child to say, "But Appa, you said ... but you did something entirely different," for us to become more conscious of the things that we say and then do. And viewed this way, this is a symbiotic relationship. Because the child is watching and learning from the parent in all things, the parent must therefore consider why and how they do all the same things. Therefore, we have the ability to learn from the lessons that we teach our children, which in and of itself is a beautiful arrangement. And one of those lessons that we'd be well served to pay attention to is related to today's prompt. Something I think parents realize early on is how important it is to avoid being unnecessarily rattled in front of our kids. We know that they're looking to gauge our response. Kid falls down, scrapes his or her knee, and if we rush over and gush, "Oh my God, are you okay?" then we know full meltdown ensues. But on the other hand, if we casually observe the fall and quickly determine that no damage was done and offer a reassuring, "You're okay," then they'll pop back up, tear-free. Now, the same thing goes for how we handle all sorts of mundane, rather unfortunate things in life. You come home and drop and shatter the eggs after getting back from the store. You realize that your delivery of food was incorrect. You're distracted and you burn dinner. In these situations, you don't lose your shit in front of them just because you don't want them to emulate your overreaction the next time something undesirable yet trivial happens to them. But let's take this a step further and think about the times when they find themselves in a more serious, adverse situation. Again, you know the first step is to keep your cool. Don't panic. They're watching you. So you quickly help them assess what has happened and then direct them towards an appropriate response. You certainly don't wallow in misery in front of them, bemoaning the misfortune. You see the obstacle and you know there is always a countermove, always an escape or a way through. So there's no reason to get worked up. You help them find that backup option quickly. You redirect the plan forward as you help them characterize the situation. You know it's not enough just to reframe things from "this is bad" to "this is not so bad." We take it all the way from "this is bad" to "I can make this good." And as a parent, you fall into this role by guiding them through the challenges and problem solving. So when do we forget to do the same for ourselves in our adult world with our adult problems? Now, admittedly, it does help to be one step removed in order to see things more clearly. But just as we remind our children not to get worked up, to always find the reverse clause or backup plan or silver lining, we need to always remember the same for ourselves. There should be that voice inside each of us, acting as a coach and helping us to stay true to what we know to be the right course of action. The color of the lenses that we wear matters. So remember that for all obstacles in life, as Marcus Aurelius tells himself, indeed, no one can thwart the purposes of your mind. For they can't be touched by fire, steel, tyranny, slander, or anything. Remember, we always have a backup plan. We always have the opportunity to pivot. And we always have the opportunity to make this good. Hope you have a great day. Bye.